Hi, I'm Angela Prentner-Smith, Managing Director of This Is Milk and founder of Neve Learning, and this is another episode of Angela's Talks. Today, I'm going to talk about how I manage the shit show that is my life. I am inherently a person who is curious and wants to experience everything in life. I have been a party girl, I've been a girlfriend, I've been a complete serial monogamist, I have been an employee, I've been a contractor, I'm now a business owner. And in all of that, I have now got married, have 2 kids, a cat, well, my cat died, and a dog. Getting another cat though, I have a happy marriage, and I have my business, which currently has 11 employees plus contractors. I do a lot, and I do a lot with my life. And I think that there is an outside perception that I must work 24 hours a day. And it's not actually true. I don't. It is a lot to manage, but I've actually created this reality. And I am very grateful that I've had the choices to be able to make this a reality. And that's not to say that it isn't difficult, and there are certain things that are really hard and I wish they would happen differently. However, it's my choice, and every day I need to be grateful for that. And it doesn't mean that I work 24/7. I don't. I work a normal day. I come in when I need to come into the office. I work from home when I need to. I'm there for my kids when they need me to be. I have childcare for my daughter. I have a cleaner. I have a husband who helps. So I have a network of support around me that allows me to prioritize the things that I'm good at and allow somebody else to help me with the things that I am not. A lot of my personal growth, when I first had my son, he's 10 now, came from giving up on mom guilt. So a lot of what I felt in those early days of having my son was this overwhelming sense of judgment that you get from society. No matter what you do as a woman, if you decide to go back to work, people judge you for that because you should be spending the time with your child. If you decide to take the time off and don't go back to work, people judge you because you're giving up your career. And every single aspect of how you parent that first child is under scrutiny. You've got scrutiny from the older generation, your mother, your mother-in-law, your aunties that are telling you, well, it wasn't like that in my day. Just give them food at 4 weeks old. You've got the health visitors, and you've got the nurses and the midwives. You've got everything online. You've got your TV shows. You've got other mothers that are all comparing their children and who's doing best and who's crawling first and who's had the most dirty nappies that day. And it is like constant judgment on how you're doing. And it took me a while, but I did get over that. And now I literally completely ignore the mom guilt. The only time I ever feel like that kind of pang of guilt is if I really do have I need to be somewhere for my kids, but I also need to be here as well. And then I make a judgment call. But I am also there to take my kid to football when he needs to be. I am there to be with my daughter on a Friday morning because she doesn't have childcare. My kids are not badly looked after. They are loved. They are cared for. They have everything they could have ever wanted. And I ensure that there's a balance, even in terms of how I manage my life, in that, yes, I make sacrifices. I make sacrifices for my business all the time, but I try to mitigate that for my family. So how do I manage this shit show? Well, firstly, I do prioritize time for myself. And for me, that's yoga and Pilates at the moment. I would love to get swimming in there, but the swimming pools in Scotland are basically like, there are none anymore. So I prioritize that. I walk a lot, and I find that those things those keep me centered. And if I had to let those go, then I'm not going to be as present in the times that I need to be for either my work or for my family. Some things do have to go, and that's tough. And one of the things I do struggle with is not having evening childcare. So I don't get a lot of time out with my husband. So that does take a strain. And that is something that we now need to try and prioritize in amongst everything else. I ruthlessly prioritize my work list all the time, every single day. And usually, I always have too much to do that can't be done. But ruthless prioritization, taking stuff off me, like cleaning, that is low value work to me. I don't want to do it. It doesn't enrich my life, but I like a nice clean house. I've got somebody else to do that for me. So I ruthlessly prioritize both things in my personal and my work life to allow for that element of choice in all of this. I don't work all the hours. Typically, when I go home at night, and I'm with my family. Occasionally, I'll pick work up in the evening, but it's not a commonplace thing because the way I see it is there will always be more stuff on my to-do list. So as long as I'm getting to the highest priority things and I'm there for when people need me, then I've done my job for that day. And the job of an entrepreneur, a business owner, is never ending. So you just kind of have to accept that the to-do list will never end, and that's okay. And you have to prioritize the time for yourself. So yeah, that's how I manage the shit show. And hopefully most of the time it's not a complete shit show. It's, held together, maybe by sticky back plastic, but it's held together. So that's me for today. And if you do like listening to me talk, please let me know. Please do subscribe and leave me some comments. Thank you.